Hi my loves, happy Sunday. I hope you all are doing fabulous. So in today's video, I wanted to show you guys how to get this look right here, this makeup look. So I put a Q&A up over on my Instagram, which if you aren't following me on Instagram, make sure that you are following me over there. I didn't want to just like do my makeup. I wanted to answer some questions that you guys had. I miss doing these kind of like old school get ready with me type of videos. I definitely want to incorporate doing more of these back into my channel just because it's so like fun to plan makeup, to talk about makeup, and to just like talk to you guys while you're getting ready. I definitely want to do more of these videos, but if you want to see how I got this look and see what products I use, definitely keep on watching. Before we get into the video though, if you guys are new to my channel, hi, hello, my name is Brittany and I love to talk about fashion and beauty and style and all of that fun stuff. If you guys aren't already following me, make sure that you guys follow me over on my other social media platforms as well. And like I always say, I am most active over on Instagram, so definitely make sure you guys are following me over there. Every product that I'm using, I will make sure to link down in the bottom bar below. And then of course, if you guys have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave those down below. So I feel like this video is probably going to be a little bit lengthy, so grab a snack, get cozy, get comfortable. Let's get right into the video. So jumping right in, we've got our energy drink to keep us energized. I actually don't know how good of an idea this is to be drinking an energy drink while you're also doing your makeup, but we'll see how it goes. I don't know why, like I just feel a little nervous, and I think it's because I have not done like a get ready with me sit down like makeup style video in almost 3.5 years. I feel like was the last time that I did any sort of like makeup look. Like I've sat down and talked about makeup and talked about like my favorite beauty products and whatnot, but I just haven't actually done my makeup on camera in a while, and I don't know, I miss it. These are so good, by the way. These are by the brand Alani, and they send me these like every month, and these energy drinks are so good. This one right here is Orange Crush, and oh my god, it's just so good. And I also wanted to say I have like oily combination skin. These marks right here that I have around my nose area come from my glasses, so shout out to being a glasses person. But I do PRP micro needling every few weeks, and that definitely helps with like the scarring and the hyperpigmentation. It just helps to even out my skin. And then last but not least, I also wanted to say that I went ahead and kind of like started my brows. I feel like brows are so easy and brainless, and the two products that I use for my brows are going to be the Wet n Wild retractable brow pencil. I get this off of Amazon, and this brow pencil right here is so unbelievably good. It's like $3. And then I also have the NYX micro brow pencil as well, and I also get this off of Amazon. If I'm being honest, like these two brow pencils right here is all you need. Like you don't need to spend a ton of money on brow products or brow pencils. Like these work just fine. And then to clean up my brows and then just add like a base to my lid area, I go in with the Too Faced Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer. So I am obsessed with this concealer. This is such a good concealer to use. I've been using it for a while now. While I'm doing that, I'll go ahead and answer your first question, and that is, how did you get started? So I had actually started a blog back in 2016. This is when I was working in the residential property management world, and I've just always loved fashion and like beauty and style and stuff. 2016 I started a blog because I wanted it to be a place to like house my love of all things fashion and style and beauty and whatnot. I talked about like new makeup releases, and I did like makeup reviews and you know, all of that like fun stuff on there. So that's how I initially got started when it comes to like the social media world. So after I started my blog, I then went in and started a YouTube channel, which is this channel right here. And so when I started off my YouTube channel, I was mainly talking about like makeup and beauty stuff. Like if you were around during the 2016, 2017 YouTube era, like you know, like it was all about like the beauty gurus and makeup and stuff. And I wasn't doing it because I wanted to make money or anything. I was just doing it because I loved talking about makeup. I loved makeup and beauty and stuff. So I started doing like makeup hauls, which looking back at that now, oh my god, that was so problematic to be doing makeup hauls, because honestly that makeup expired. Like we really did not need to be buying that much makeup every single week or every other month. I'm now going in with this like little beauty sponge from the brand Lottie, which by the way, I love this sponge. I actually think that this sponge is 10 times better than the Beauty Blender. It's bigger. I feel like it's also less expensive as well, and it's just a really good sponge to use to blend in your makeup. But yeah, so that is really how I started. So it started off with a blog, and then it was YouTube, and then from YouTube I segued into posting more on Instagram to make sure that I was featuring my content across like different platforms and stuff. That is how I started, and then I decided to go like full-time with this back in 2022, and here we are today. So now that I kind of have like my base done, I'm gonna go in with two very simple palettes. Like these are two palettes right here that I've been using non-stop. They're just like so simple, but they're so good. So the first one is going to be the Brown Sugar palette from Too Faced. Like as you guys can see, I have been using the hell out of this palette. It's so good. And then the other palette that I'm going to use is going to be the Born This Way Warm Ember Nudes palette. And again, this palette is so simple, but it's so good. It just has the right colors for me, especially when I want to go for more of like those warm brownie tones, which I do because I just feel like that look is like my staple look. It looks good on me. It's simple. I actually really love Too Faced's palettes. Like I am actually on their PR list, and so they send me stuff all the time, and their palettes still hit. I have their palettes on my vanity, and their concealers, their blushes, their lip products, like all those things are still so good. So the next question is, how old are you? And this person also asked, how tall are you? And then what are your measurements? I'm gonna go in right here with this color Big Toaster Energy and just kind of lay down a base for my eyeshadow. But I am 35. I actually turned 35 back in April. And then as far as like how tall I am only 5'1". And then as far as my measurements, I'm not 100% sure what my measurements are, but I do know that I am like a 36C, like in the bust area. I don't know what my waist is just because I haven't measured myself in forever. If I had to guess, I'd probably say waist is probably a 28-ish, and then hips are probably in the 30s. I'll make sure to put all that down below. I'm usually wearing a size like 27 or 28 in denim, and then for the most part I'm usually wearing a size like medium in the tops, sometimes a medium or a small in dresses. I'm then gonna take my other palette and go in with brownie goldeny coppery color. I just think that this color is so beautiful. This is the color Rosy Toasty. And then on the outside, I'm gonna go in with this color right here, which is the color Cream Puff. Before I go in with that like goldeny, shimmery, coppery color, I'm actually going to spray my brush with Fix Plus. If you are an OG makeup girly, you know this is definitely the makeup trick. This product right here will never ever go out of style for me. Like this is still hands down one of my favorite products to use when I'm doing my makeup, especially if I'm doing like shadows that have like shimmer in them or whatnot. You just spray a little bit on your brush and then you go in. It just really helps to make your eyeshadow pop. So another question that I got is, where are you from? I was technically born in Germany. Both my parents were in the military and they're both retired now. And then when I was around 5, I ended up moving to Fayetteville because they got stationed to the like Fort Bragg area here in North Carolina. I pretty much grew up in Fayetteville, and then when I was about 16, my family decided they were ready for a change, and so I finished out my last 2 years of high school here in Charlotte, and I have been here ever since, and I love it. I actually really love Charlotte. I think it's a great city. It's a very diverse city. I feel like it's a nice melting pot of everybody. Like it's so rare to actually meet somebody who's born and raised in Charlotte because everybody is coming from everywhere. I feel like Charlotte also has pockets for everyone. So if you are into the countryside, there's pockets for that. If you want more of the city life, there's pockets for that. If you want to kind of be on the outskirts, there's a pocket for that. Charlotte has something for everybody here. Also, we have like major sports teams here. We have stadiums here. There's always something going on here. We're big into banking here. The weather is really good. We're about 3 hours away from the mountains, but then we're also about 3 hours away from the beach. We're not too far away from Atlanta. It's a great city, and I'm pretty sure I will be here for a very long time, especially considering the fact the majority of my family is here. So I have aunts here, uncles here, cousins, grandparents, like all of that wonderful stuff. Now that I have that on, I'm gonna go in with those two matte shades that I talked about earlier and just kind of add those to the outer part of my eye. If I want to get the corner of my eye just a little bit like sharper, I like to go in with just anything that has like this flat little edge to it. I'm just using this little tube right here and just go in and blend that out. All right, my love, so I just had to let my camera cool off for a little bit, but I've gone in with the e.l.f. H2O eyeliner pen. I tend to get these at like Target, Walmart, like you can get these anywhere, but these like little felt tip pens right here from e.l.f. are so good and they're so inexpensive. And then for my lashes, I've gone in with the Ardell 858 3D faux mink lashes. I really like these lashes. Like, I like just wispiness of them, but I also like the volume. And I always cut the ends of my lashes. So that's definitely a tip that I can give you guys, is always make sure that you measure out your lashes to your eye. You don't want them to be like super big and super long on your eye. You want to make sure that they actually fit your eye and that they're actually comfortable on your eyes. So now that I've gone in and like done my eyes, which by the way, if you are a OG follower, you already know that I will always do my eyes first. I just feel like it's so much easier. Plus I feel like if there's any eyeshadow or glitter or anything that like falls on your face, it's so easy to clean up when you don't have like your base done. Now we can start on like the base and the blush and the bronzer and all of that good stuff, which that part to me is always the easiest and usually the quickest. First thing that I like to go in with is my primer, and I have gone back to one of the OG primers, and it is the Hourglass Mineral Veil Oil-Free Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 15 primer. I am somebody who used to use the hell out of this primer back in the day. Like, I love this primer. I don't know, I started using other primers and then I stopped using this one, but for some reason I've gone back to this one and I just really love it. So we'll start off with that, and then to like spot conceal, I'm gonna go in with the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer, and this is going to be in the color Chai. This is going to be the exact same formula as that other concealer that I used earlier. And then for like my foundation part, I'm going to use just a little bit of the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation, and this is going to be in the color New Caledonia. This is like an OG to me. I have used this so many times. And then with that, I'm going to use my other favorite foundation, which is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation, and this is going to be in the color 13 Cool. I'll be using these two foundations together while I answer your question. So I just wanted to go ahead and get like that all out the way, so I'm not stopping and then like talking about what I'm using and then stopping and talking about what I'm using again. So just wanted to go ahead and get that all out the way. So one of the other like recurring questions that I kept getting was, what do you use to edit your photos and videos? How do you edit? What's your editing software? So the first thing that I do when I'm doing my photos and stuff is I take my photos in the app called Lens Buddy. It's just a really good like photo taking app. I just feel like the photos come out a lot crisper than using the regular iPhone app. So I'll usually just put like the self timer on and go from there. But that is the app that I use to like initially take my photos. And then once I'm done, I'll go through my photos, save them to my phone, and then I will export them into Lightroom. I'll go in there and I'll like correct the color. I'll take out some of the yellows and like some of the blues because I don't like any of my photos to be too yellow. I will bring down the saturation just because I don't like anything to be like super bright. So I'll bring that down. And then I'll just make sure that my photos are a little bit more sharper. I'll increase the sharpness of my photos. So once I've done that inside of Lightroom, I'll save the photos that I like. I'll go in and I will export them into the Teza app, which I really love. I like the presets in the Teza app, and I'll just pick one of the presets in the Teza app and just kind of like play around with that. And then I will take those same photos and I'll import them into the Facetune app. I know it's extra, but like this is like literally what I do. I will import them into the Facetune app if I want to make something more smoother or if I want to add more detail. That's usually what I'm doing in the Facetune app. It's just like I'm either using the smoothing tool or I'm using the detail tool. I really love the detail tool in the Facetune app because you can really go in and add more detail. And then once I have finished editing them in the Facetune app, I then export them back into the Lightroom app, and that's where I will go in with like my masking tool to like really make my body pop. What else do I use in there? I just love playing around with the saturation, with the white balance, with the contrast. I just really like using that in the Lightroom app. I will add just a little bit of grain to my photos, and that's it. It seems like it's a lot of steps, and I mean when you're first starting out I guess it could be, but for the most part like I like my photos to be aesthetically pleasing and to look a certain way. That is what I use, but after a while I can do all of those things within a matter of 5 minutes. And then as far as videos, the camera that I use to shoot my videos. Like this one right here is going to be the Sony ZV-1. I am contemplating though getting a different lens for this camera just because I have a different Sony camera and I really love the lens that was on there. I want to say it was like a 3mm lens and I just really like that lens. But overall, this is a great camera to vlog with. It's a great camera to shoot content with. It's just an overall really good camera to have. And then as far as what I use to edit, I edit everything inside of Final Cut Pro. So I got Final Cut Pro when I first started my YouTube channel. I ended up getting Final Cut Pro and I love it. It is, in my opinion, really easy to use. And the nice thing about it is that because it is an Apple product, you only have to purchase it once and then just keep updating it. Like you don't have to repurchase it over and over and over again. I love it. I have been using Final Cut Pro since 2016, 2017. It's one of my favorite like video editing apps to use. I know I look crazy right now, but I have just gone in with the Born This Way concealer. This is in the color Latte. So I just went ahead and added that to like under my eyes and then just added that to my nose, my chin, high points. And then I'm also going to go in with the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Concealer. This is going to be in the color 6. So this is what this looks like. And I'm going to add that to the outer part of my eye. All right, my love, so I am back again. Sorry, I had to let my camera cool down, but I went ahead and added my concealer and then added my setting powder. This is going to be the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. This is going to be in the color medium. I love this setting powder. I think it creates like this really beautiful, very flawless finish to the face. It's a little pricey, but it's definitely worth it. In my opinion, it's actually better than the Laura Mercier one, which you know I have been using that one for years, but this one is just, to me, so much better. And then I just went in and pressed it into the areas where I put my concealer on with a powder puff. That is ready to come off. That has basically been baking for long enough. So now I'm going to go in with my pressed powder, and this just kind of like helps to blend everything in. I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finished Powder. This is going to be in the color Deep, and this is what this looks like. Just a really good like all over face powder to use. So the next question that I got in was dating advice. Do you want kids and marriage? So I got a lot of questions around like kids, marriage, dating. Am I dating right now? Technically, no, I'm not. Have I been outside? Yes, I have. Do I want like marriage and kids and stuff? Absolutely. I would love to like find my person and settle down with them and get married and whatnot. I will say though, I will not settle. Like I live a very peaceful and non-chaotic life, and unfortunately what I'm finding out is that there are a lot of men that need healing. Like there are a lot of men that truly need therapy. The more interactions I've had, the more I realize that like some of these men aren't necessarily looking for a partner, they're looking for a mother. So the next thing I'm going to go in with is my bronzing and contouring products. I love to use this like sculpting bronzing contouring stick. This is actually from Too Faced, and this is going to be the melting bronzing and sculpting stick, and this is going to be in the color Chocolate Lava. This is what this looks like, and I will use this to like carve out my cheekbones, around my nose area. And then I like to go in with my actual powder bronzers, and the two powder bronzers that I use is the Too Faced Dark Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. This adds like a really beautiful like warm goldeny tone to the skin, and it's just so pretty. It makes you look like all sun-kissed and whatnot. And then I also love to go in with the Ciate South Beach Brazilian Glow Bronzing Powder, and this is what this one looks like. This one actually has a little bit of shimmer to it, but it still adds that like really beautiful goldeny brownish tone to the skin. So I'm going to go in with these while I am answering your questions. The more I talk to people, the more I realize that like there are a lot of men who need guidance and who weren't loved properly by their village growing up. It truly does take a village to raise a child, and if you grew up in a situation where your village was nothing but chaos and trauma and drama, and you were constantly in survival mode, your outlook on love and your outlook on life and your outlook on people is going to be very, it's going to be altered, because we know like at this point we know that there's a lot of men who don't really have the kind of support system that like women have. Like women, we are very communal people. You could be a single mother, and I guarantee you will have about 3 or 4 different friends who are willing to support you, whether it's helping you re-enroll in school, whether it's helping you to watch your baby while you go to school, helping to get you on at a job, giving you kind of like a leg up to make extra money. Women are just very communal people. The older I get, the more I realize that men don't really operate that way. Men tend to be very individualistic creatures. I say all that to say is that those traits and having that kind of mindset definitely affects your outlook on dating and affects your outlook on life. And of course, that's not like every man that I've encountered. Like, there have been really great men out there that I've talked to that I just, you know, something just made us not compatible. Yeah, so that's that. So as of right now, at this very moment, I am not dating anybody, but I will say this, just in full transparency. If I was dating somebody, I would still be giving you guys the same answer. I will most likely pull a Issa Rae on y'all. Like, I'll just pop up one day married, just because I am just naturally a private person. And so it's not that I would necessarily want to hide who I'm dating or hide my boyfriend or fiance or husband or anything like that. It's just the older I get, the more private I have gotten. I say all that to say, but like, truthfully, I really am not dating anybody. I am very much a single woman, and one day I do want marriage and kids and all of that stuff, and I know that it'll happen when it happens. Like, I just refuse to settle. I'm not settling for crumbs. Like, I'm just not. I mean, I don't know any woman who settled for crumbs who's genuinely happy. I know the kind of life that I want to live. I know the kind of life that I live now. Like I said, I live a very peaceful life. So whatever man comes into my life, he's not going to be competing with other men. He's going to be competing with like my peace, you know. Like, you can't bring chaos and drama and trauma, to be honest. I don't want all of that being brought into my life. And I'm not saying that you need to be perfect, because there's no such thing as perfection. People can't help the environment that they were born into. They can't help where they came from. Like, there's just certain things you can't help. But as long as you are actively looking to heal those parts of you, to mend some of those wounds, that's what's important in life. As far as the kind of man that maybe I'm looking for, I want somebody who's just, I said it before, like kind, funny, family oriented, treats their friends well, treats their families well, treats other people, strangers well. So the next question that I got is, how do you maintain friendships? I feel like it's hard trying to make friends as an adult. So the next thing that I'm going to go in with is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer, and this is going to be in the color Luminous Bronze Light. And this is just such a beautiful, it's almost like a blushy bronzer, and it just really helps to like illuminate the face. And then as far as my blush, I found this palette recently and I have not stopped using it. This is going to be the Coastal Scents palette, which if you are an OG makeup girly, you know this is an OG palette. I've had this palette for years and I still love it. And I'll be going in with this color right here, and then to top it off, I'll be using the Too Faced Cloud Crush blush. This is going to be in the color Golden Hours. I really like this blush. It's a really beautiful like pinky color, but then it also has a bit of shimmer to it. It's very beautiful. So maintaining friendships and making friends as an adult. So the first thing that I will say is, if you want to maintain any sort of friendship, any sort of relationship, honestly, there has to be like a mutual understanding with one another. Like, friendships are all about connecting with one another. They're all about supporting one another, just being there for one another, just being genuine with one another. One thing that I will say is that I have made the majority of my friends have come from just my jobs. Like, it just so happened that I met my best friend while we were both working in residential property management. It just so happened that I met my other two really good friends when we were working, you know, in property management together. And it just so happens that like their friends have now become my friends because they're really good friends. And I think the biggest thing for all of us is that we have always supported one another. Always. We've always been there for one another. Anytime one of us had an idea or a goal or a dream, or on the flip side of it, anytime somebody was like going through something, we were just always there. Our group is just so genuine and so just authentic, and I think that has to do with just us, our personality. Like, we are just not fake materialistic friends. Like, we check up on one another, we hang out with one another. There's no envy, there's no jealousy, there's no combativeness, there's none of that in our friendship. That would be the biggest way to maintain a friendship, you know? Like, unfortunately, there are people who become friends with people just because they think that they can gain something or they're going to get something out of it. And so if you're ever going into a friendship and you're thinking, I'm going to get something out of it, or look at what they can offer me, or they live this life that I want, the friendship is not going to last. Friendship is all about authenticity, and like I said, connecting with people, being genuine with people. Like, that is what friends are about. That's what friendship is about. It's about just being genuine and just being kind to one another, supporting one another. But like I said, I made the majority of my friends at work, so it just so happens that we've been friends for over a decade now. How to make friends as an adult? I will say this, I naturally an introverted person, and it just so happens that my best friend is an extrovert. When I think about like our friend dynamic and just like our whole friend group. Every extrovert in our friend group has an introvert and vice versa. I don't know what like your personality type is, but that definitely helps. I would also say probably do like meetups. I know that like there's a bunch of Facebook groups out there and clubs that you can join to meet people. I know people have met friends that way. Joining clubs and like volunteering, joining different organizations, that's definitely a great way to make friends. But also don't be afraid to DM somebody. Like if you are following somebody and they live in your city, you just want to grab coffee with them, maybe see if like you guys can like meet up and grab coffee. I've actually become friends with like local content creators here in Charlotte at like different events that we've gone to, but then also some of them have just like DM'd me and we've just like caught up and got coffee and just like been friends ever since. So it doesn't need to be anything complicated. I feel like if you or if this other person is going into it thinking, what can I get out of this? Like, is it because they have like fancy things or they take a lot of trips? If you're going into it with that mindset, you'll never have authentic and genuine friends, which I don't think you're going into it with that mindset. That would be my advice on maintaining friendships and just making friends as an adult. All right, my love, so I am almost done. I'm pretty much done with the base of my face. I want to keep my base like pretty matte. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of clean up my brows a little bit, and then we are almost done, guys. Like all I have to do is just add my liner to my bottom lash, my lip stuff, setting spray, and we are almost done. So I'm gonna clean up my brows really quickly and I'll be right back. All right, my love, so we are almost done. So all I did was I went back in with my brow pencils, cleaned up my brows a little bit, and then I set my brows with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze. I love this stuff. This is like a brow styling wax, and it's just so good to just help set your brows in place, especially with this heat outside. Now I'm gonna go in and just add like the finishing touches to my eyes. So I'm gonna just take this black eyeliner. This one right here is from Pink Lily, but pretty much any black liner will do, because we're just gonna add the liner to our bottom lash line and then to our top waterline. And then I'm gonna smoke out my bottom lash line with this eyeshadow right here. This is gonna be from that Too Faced palette that I was talking about. And then we're gonna add some mascara, and then we're gonna do the lips, and then we're gonna set the face, and then we'll be done. But I just wanted to let you know what we're gonna be doing so I don't have to keep like stopping. Next question that I got is advice on becoming a full-time content creator and how do you come up with ideas? Advice on becoming a content creator, not even just a full-time content creator, just a content creator in general. The first thing that I would say is just start. Don't wait until you have like the perfect lighting or you live in the most aesthetic or perfect home, you have the nicest camera. Like, use what you have now to get exactly where you want to go. Don't focus so much on the tools or the lighting or having the perfect look or the perfect hair, the perfect makeup. Like, just use what it is that you have right now. I think a lot of times people tend to psych themselves out of doing something before they even start. Nobody's gonna start perfectly. Nobody has started anything that has started from ground zero and has been perfect from ground zero. We don't even come into the world looking perfect. You know what I mean? Like, when we're born, we are wrinkly and we're all sweaty and we're covered in all sorts of like just bodily fluids. We don't come into this world looking perfect. So to think that something has to be perfect before you can even put it out there is so silly. The other thing that I would say is you have to let go of what you think other people are going to think of you. I think, again, sometimes we get so caught up in what are my friends and family going to think about me? What is my significant other going to think? At the end of the day, it truly, none of that matters, because none of those people are doing the thing that you want to do. For me personally, there is nobody that can critique me in doing something that they themselves are not doing. I can't sit up there and critique a doctor about how to be a doctor when I am not a doctor. And we know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about criticism. Like, of course we can always offer criticism to everybody. If we know that the sky is blue and there is a scientist out there, somebody out there that's trying to tell us that it's not, then there's just nobody that I will ever listen to who can tell me about what it is that I should do if they themselves aren't doing. Like I said, I think that that's one of the biggest things being a content creator, is that people get so nervous about what others are going to think. And so honestly, you just have to start. You probably are going to get a negative comment. In fact, you might get a few negative comments here or there. At the end of the day, screw it, it doesn't matter. I'm actually going in with this mascara right here. This is gonna be from the brand Sweet Beauty. They like reached out to me and sent me some of like their eye stuff. So I have like a lash serum that I love. Their lash serum is so good. Got some lashes from them. I have a few eyeliners, and then of course I have this mascara right here, which I really like. I like the brush on this mascara. Like it's small, and so it really helps to like get in there. I'm gonna go in and do my lashes with that, but I mean, that's really it. You just gotta block out the naysayers and just do it. At the end of the day, everything starts from ground zero, and you won't get better at your craft until you actually start actively working on your craft. Create content before work, do it. If you can do it after work, do it. Work on things during your lunch break or on the weekends, do it. At the end of the day, no matter what you do, you just have to do it. You have to start. Sorry loves, I couldn't like talk and like try to do my mascara at the same time, but what I was saying is just start. Before you become a full-time content creator, you have to become just a regular content creator. So put your ideas out there, put your work out there. Don't focus on what are other people gonna think, what are they gonna say, how are they gonna feel, how will this be received. Just do it. I promise you, you will find an audience of people who love you. You're gonna find an audience of people out there who appreciate what it is that you're offering them. You will find a group of people to connect with. I'll also say, don't go into it thinking that you're gonna make money right away. It's only like a handful of people who have posted a YouTube video that went viral, and now all of a sudden they're monetized and are making thousands of dollars. I don't know anybody who's been on TikTok or even Instagram who's posted content and then all of a sudden they're getting all these sponsorships and brand deals. So don't go into it thinking, oh, I want to make a lot of money, I'm gonna make money, because that kind of thinking will not last. Go into it with the mindset of, I want to showcase my creativity to the world. You know, I want to build community with people, and I want to show people what it is that I love to do, whether it's beauty or fashion or style or cooking or traveling, photography. Like, there is a niche for everybody. That is the biggest advice that I would give to anybody who wants to be a content creator. So I'm going to add just a little bit of glow to the inner corner of my eye, and I'm going in with my MAC Extra Dimension Skin Finish. This is going to be in the color Whisper of Guilt. This is just like a highlighter. If you are an OG makeup girly, y'all already know. MAC products still slap, by the way. Like, I do not hear the girlies talking about MAC that often, but MAC will always and forever be like a staple makeup brand for me, hands down. They still make some of my favorite products. I just gone ahead and put a little Fix Plus on this little brush right here, and I'm gonna just go in and take a little bit of this Whisper of Guilt and just put it in the inner corner of my eye. So as far as ideas, how do I come up with ideas? Sometimes it's just through scrolling on Instagram and scrolling on TikTok, but I will also say I find a lot of my ideas through Pinterest. I absolutely adore Pinterest. I think it's such a positive and peaceful like platform to be on. Sometimes if I have like an idea about what it is that I want to film, but I can't really put things together, I'll literally go on to Pinterest, type in the thing that I'm interested in, and then I'll just start to see all the images, and I'll just start to get ideas that way. All right, my love, so last but not least is going to be my lip products, and my lips are definitely going to be the most extra step. So the first thing that I'm going to go in with is my MAC lip liner. This is going to be in the color Chestnut. This is definitely, I mean, this is a staple, hands down. I'm going to go in with this Pink Lily lip pencil, and this is going to be in the color Double Bloom. It's like a really beautiful nudie pink color. And then I am going to go in with a little bit of my Kylie Cosmetics liquid lipstick, and this is going to be in the color Ginger. And then to top it off, I'm going to go in with the Too Faced Lip Injection like lip gloss, and this is going to be in the color, what color is this? Yes, Glossy and Bossy. It's like this really beautiful pinky nude color. I might stop there, or I might finish it off with the lip gloss Too Faced Lip Injection lip gloss, and this is going to be in the color, I actually do not know what color this is. It doesn't say. It's like this really pretty nudie pearlescent color. So the next question that I got in was, I hope this isn't creepy, but you have really nice legs. What is your exercise routine, diet routine? I got a few questions about like dieting and exercising and like workout routines. To be quite honest, y'all, I am so simple. I only go to the gym like 3 days a week. I will always do the treadmill. I do the treadmill for about 30 minutes. I do like arms and back one day, and then I'll do like legs another day. By the way, that's like not creepy at all. Thank you so much. I would honestly say cutting out as much alcohol as I drank and then cooking more of my food at home has definitely been one of like the biggest ways that I have like lost weight or slimmed down or lost inches. I have gone back before and looked at some of my older videos and just older content, and the inflammation in my face was like so insane from just like drinking and eating out. Before, I used to always have like a glass of wine or a cocktail at night, and now I'll only get like a bottle of wine on like a Friday, and I'll drink that one bottle on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then that's it. Now, the only time that I drink during the week, so like Monday through Thursday, is when I'm actually going out somewhere. So if I'm going out to lunch with a friend, or if I'm going to dinner, depending on how I feel, depending on my mood, and also depending on where we go, I will, you know, I have a nice little cute little cocktail or whatever, but that's it. Like, I'll have the cocktail at the restaurant, I'll come home, and then I won't drink anything. It's like my go-to lip combo, and I love it. It's just so pretty. But hands down, like cutting down on alcohol, cutting out on eating out. Like, I still eat out, obviously. Oh my God, y'all. I used to be so bad at door dashing, so bad. I would eat out all the time. I was ordering food, and now I get excited to go grocery shopping. I get excited to make my own food and stuff at home. I go out to eat at least bare minimum twice a week. That's way better than, you know, the 5, 6, almost sometimes 7 days a week that I was going out. So making my own meals at home, cutting down my alcohol consumption, and just working out, you know, 3 days a week for at least 30 minutes. Those 3 things right there have just been very simple, but very attainable, but just very easy game changers for just my body, my health, how I feel, how I look, my skin, like all of that stuff. All right, my love, so we are pretty much done. I'm just gonna finish it off with my setting spray. I'm gonna go in with my MAC Fix Plus setting spray to just set everything, and then I'll also go in with my Morphe setting spray. I would love to get my hands on the One Size Beauty setting spray because I have heard nothing but amazing things about that, but I'm trying to like go through my makeup products first before I like stock up on other items. But this is definitely like my go-to like setting spray combo. I've been using this combo for years now, and it hasn't failed me, and it's so good. Just locks everything in place. The perfect setting spray to use. So that is it as far as like my makeup. This is pretty much my like go-to makeup look when I'm going out somewhere, when I'm filming. Like, this is pretty much my go-to makeup look. I do have one more question, and the last question that I want to answer is, do you see yourself doing this in a few years? And the answer is, I don't know. Honestly, yes, I do. I do see myself doing this in a few years. I love what I do. I love that I can be creative. I love that I can connect with you guys. I would just always love like putting outfits together, styling up items, and playing in makeup, and just like doing this. So whether I have a full-time job, whether I have a family, like, it does not matter. I enjoy connecting with you guys digitally. I definitely can see myself doing this in a few years. All right, my love, so that is it. This is going to be like my signature go-to makeup routine. I will definitely make sure to link everything down below, every product, every color, all of that stuff. I'll definitely make sure to link all of that down in the bottom bar below. Hopefully this wasn't too complicated and it was really like easy to follow. And yeah, thank you guys so much for submitting your questions, and let me know if you guys want to do this again. Like, I am also thinking about going live one day. Like, I've never gone live, but I would love to like go live and just chat with you guys, and I don't know, do my makeup on camera as well. I enjoy playing in makeup. Let me know if you guys want me to review like makeup products again, or showcase like different makeup looks. So yeah, just feel free to comment down below. All right, my loves, and with that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful and fabulous and safe Sunday. Relax, don't work too hard. I love you, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye, my loves.